Without starting this video on too much of a blue note, you might know that I have a chronic health condition, specifically ME, and I have been struggling recently. I'm currently in a space that I need to remind myself to slow down, enjoy the little things in life again, and take life just with those little joys, with the reminder of slowing down, and just learn to live. So I'm here today to remind you to do the same, to be kind to yourself, to slow down, to enjoy the little things in life, and go on an adventure together where we just learn to gain those little magic moments in life again. Grab yourself your most warming hot drink, a cozy blanket, and let's spend a few days together remembering the magic of life. Got the glow tea bag in the first store of the Twinings calendar. I thought it was interesting. I found it a little bit too sweet for me. I thought the flavors were great. There was just so much there. You could definitely taste the strawberry. The green tea wasn't there too much either. But yeah, a little bit too sweet for me. So I think I'm gonna rate it 3.5 cups out of 5.
It is the 2nd December, which means day 2 of tasting the tea from my advent calendar. So tea tasting time. Today is on wine. I'm very intrigued. I've never had this one before. So I'm going to have a little taste and then sit down and then choose some books to read with you.
So I have my tea cooling down beside me, and whilst it cools I want to pick out some reads and discuss some thoughts with you. So I am currently in the middle of quite a few books. I think my last video I was reading I Haven't Been Entirely Honest With You by Miranda Hart. I'm still making my way through this. I am 263 pages through. I put this down because I wanted to really get invested in my book club pick for the month of November, in which was When the Moon Hatched. I was struggling with reading, to be honest, in November, and only read one book the whole entire month, in which was An Education in Malice, in which I know is completely fine. Numbers don't matter whatsoever, but for me it's just more the concept of reading and being lost in words. Being absorbed in different novels keeps me sane. It really helps my mental health so much. So it's less about the numbers and more about just having that constant companion there. And because I just wasn't reading at all, I didn't have that, and I did suffer for it. I had a lot of flare-ups in my chronic illness, in which were kind of separate to this whole discussion, but yeah, had a bit of a rough time, and I think that definitely shows through my reading. So I kind of want to just express that it's never really about numbers and more about just the act of reading. I could just read one book continuously throughout the whole month and I'd be happy, as long as I was getting time and having time to be lost in the world and in the book every single day. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, back to what I'm currently reading, what my plans are. So like I said, I have still a few pages, I think about 100 pages or maybe 50 left to go with this one. Now this one is a non-fiction one, and I definitely want to take my time with it because it's resonating so very much with me, and I don't want this just to be one that I sit down and devour, and I think that's exactly what I need right now. So I've got this one on the go, and then for a separate project I'm reading A Darker Shade of Magic, in which I am 75 pages through, and then I'm going to continue on with the rest of that trilogy. So I don't want to read this one either because that's for a separate project, and I want to be very aware and on the ball, whereas I'm just kind of looking for a mindless read. And then the final book in which I'm kind of currently making my way through is A Botanical Daughter, in which I am 178 pages through. I kind of think this one might have been the one to put me in a reading slump, and it's not one that I could necessarily get lost in, so to speak. So again, I don't think I'm going to pick up this one. So whilst these three books are ones in which I'm going to definitely get to sometime soon, I think they're going to stay on my desk as like my immediate TBR slash my currently reading. So I'm going to go and scour my shelves with you and pick out a new read, because I think that's what I'm craving right now. Okay, because I literally only made a video about the books I'm most excited for, it gives me ample opportunities to just read those books right now. And so I think I'm gravitating towards every exquisite thing. I think it's sapphic. I have a feeling it might be dark academia or horror, maybe crime. I'm not 100% sure on its genre or subgenre. I know that it's very intriguing because I haven't heard many people talk about it, but I know a lovely viewer commented saying that they had heard good things, so that gives me very much excitement towards this book. So I think I'm gonna settle down with this one. I just realized that the author of this is the same author of The Society for Soulless Girls, in which I own and highly recommend. How did I not know that? Yeah, it's literally on the back here. I highly recommend that book. It was full of dark academia. I very much compared it to, I think, The Secret History when I read it, and I really enjoyed that book. So high hopes for this one. Perhaps it's like a sequel or something. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it was really good. So very excited to read this. Check-in. I am making on my way through this one, and it's really interesting so far. I am only 13 pages through, and it's full of drama school, rivals. It has horror elements woven in there as well, some mystery, not really sure what's happening or what's going on. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how it progresses. I'm now going to do a tea test tasting to see whether I like the day 2 of the Twinings advent calendar. So this is the Unwind. Oh, that's really intriguing actually. I find the strawberry notes really strong. Like yesterday, I think I had the Glow tea, and I think it was just a bit too sweet for me. Whereas because this has chamomile in it, it feels like that's offsetting the tone, and it's making it less pungent in a really nice way. It has that sweetness with the strawberry, but not too much because of the chamomile offsetting it and making it feel quite like a calming tea. One of my favorite teas is from Fortnum & Mason, and it's the chamomile and bee pollen. It has the perfect amount of sweetness, the perfect amount of chamomile calmingness nature to it, and I adore it. And this is really interesting because it has sweetness in just a little bit of a different way. So yeah, I think that's really nice. I think I really like that. I'm happy that I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm going to continue sipping on my tea, and then I will continue reading and let you know my thoughts as I progress. Good morning. So you might have noticed that I'm in a slightly different location, and that is because I have rearranged the home library a little bit. I've just moved the location of my desk and then in turn moved a few of my bookshelves around. So I'm just going to give you a little peek of what I've actually done. I've actually done it so the cats can have like a certain area by the window because they just love looking out the window basically all day. So yeah, I've kind of moved it around a bit to hopefully feel a bit more homely and just to have some use of the space because I feel like a lot of space is wasted. So let me give you a little tour. So my desk is now over here. I do find it looks a little bit cluttered, and I don't quite like all of this blank space here. So I think I'm going to get a plant to go up there just to feel like the space is more involved. And then I have the sofas in the same space, and Coco's chilling out over here. And then I have moved all of the bookshelves along here, in which we're in the other corner. We have Misa, who's over here, and then we have the cat tree, in which Sushi is on top of right now. So now that's in the window. So I have like another corner for my books, as well as the corner over behind me. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Like I say, I'm still kind of a bit not happy with this space and how cluttered it looks, but apart from that, once obviously the Christmas tree is down after Christmas, I think it will look a lot more homely, and eventually I want to get another one of those bookshelves to go there, so perhaps that might end up going along there. That's my little update in terms of space. So I think my advent calendar tea today was unwind, in which was chamomile and vanilla, I think. So I think I'm gonna go and make a cup of tea now and sit down and read more of The Exquisite Thing. Just tasting the vanilla chamomile, and I can't remember the other one, but I think this is called Peace by Twinings. It is so good. It just tastes soft, and I know that sounds really bizarre, but it's just really calming, really gentle, and it just kind of, I don't know, I find sometimes with teas, like, they can be really sweet or really bitter, whereas this just feels so soft and so just tasty. I just really like it. I can't think of any adjectives right now, but I really like this one. It just feels really gentle, really soft, just really nice and calming, relaxing. Yeah, I highly recommend this if you haven't had it before. I am so glad I got 2 tea bags for this because I really like it, and it's very big contrast into the first few days, which were very sweet because they both had strawberry in them. I don't think this does, so it actually tastes quite nice and gentle and not bland, but it has that little bit of sweetness there, but it's just in no way overpowering. It just tastes a bit like honey. Yeah, I recommend. I really, really like this. Hello, so I have been making my way through every exquisite thing. I am 96 pages through and finding it really interesting. It's very much giving dark academia themes, horror elements, a bit of not magical realism, but gothicness and magic, but not in the kind of inherent sense. Also, it's having rivals in here and mystery woven in and drama. It is very much reminding me similar to The Secret History, and then also to a few other books around that kind of subgenre, I suppose. So yeah, I'm finding it really, really interesting so far and intrigued to see kind of all of the revelations that happen. But I also did pick up 101 Essays to Change the Way You Think. I have read this one and I love to just go back to it every now and again and reread the chapters that I really need and that resonate with me. So I've been reading a few of those, but I just find it full of so much wisdom, and it's just literally, it's different title headers, and then they just have like a little bit of explanation, and then just points headers, and then just bits of bits of script basically, and I just find it so helpful and so validating and just so interesting. But I find the one thing with non-fiction books like this, I think why I am also struggling with this book, is because there is so much information to intake. It almost feels daunting to have to just sit and read it and not reflect on it. Yeah, so I find that's the only hard thing, is like, for me, it doesn't feel digestible in that manner without just sitting with a pen and then assessing every single little millibit of it, I suppose. Yeah, so that is my only reason why I think I'm just taking such a long time to get through this one, and why I keep going back to this one, but do find it quite daunting. But yeah, I still highly recommend both of these because not everybody's going to be like me. But yeah, I definitely really am enjoying this, and this is a favourite of all time for certain. So yeah, those are my little reading updates. So I've kind of gone a bit off course, but still really having a fun time and just getting back into the routine of reading again, which has been really nice. Getting back into my creative roots again, and yeah, I'm so excited also because I've ordered a keyboard piano. I used to play the piano and then kind of like lost my touch with it because I did that during school and then didn't own a piano outside of that, so kind of forgot about it. But I'm really craving and have been for quite a while, just getting back into it and just getting like lost in music. So that's a bit of a side note, but I've ordered myself one of those, in which I'm very excited for it to arrive. So hopefully to have some creative fun with that. But for the meantime, I'm going to continue making my way through these few gems and probably end this little adventure soon because it has gone on for a few days now. But I've had such a fun time and I genuinely feel happy and so much better, and yeah, just full of that joy again. So I hope that you are also full of joy, and I will update you on any of my thoughts throughout my progress through these books. I'm now 144 pages, almost halfway through Every Exquisite Thing, and the drama is picking up so much. We have just had something pivotal happen to one of the main characters and some lying going on. There is some high tensions in here and stakes, people doing hidden things and lying. There's just so many different plot points happening and so much unraveling that it's hard to know which direction you should focus on and think about. It's really fun though, and I'm finding it really interesting. I'm loving the fact that this school is seeming haunted, but you're not quite sure what it is that is driving this haunted nature. And yeah, all the fundamentals of it as well as the relationships and whether people are who they say they are, etc. So I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really intrigued to see how it wraps up. Like I say, I've got about halfway, so I've still got a little bit left to go, but I thought I'd just come in and wrap up this video because it's been a few days now that I have been filming for and I don't want it to go on indefinitely. So I wanted to say thank you ever so much for watching and coming along with me on these few slow, cozy, wholesome days, finding magic and spark back into my life. I hope that you too are able to find a little bit of magic or just have a little bit of love for life too. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful day or night. Until next time, friends. Bye!